Ugh. Episode 2 of Talking to Myself. I know I haven't really been active for a while now. You may have noticed, and I have a lot of DMs. But I am back. I'm back. I had to do some school stuff, and you're here for the summer. Happy summer. Hope your week's been going, guys. Let's get straight into it. Talking to Myself, episode 2. What's been holding me back? Episode 1, I kind of focused on the person I'm becoming and finding myself as a young adult in 2025. But 2026, here we are. Over this time, I haven't been active. I've been thinking about what's been holding me back, and writing going through emotions helped me kind of see what I need to do in writing this whole series about talking to myself. And it's kind of like my online journal, and I want to pack all of my thoughts into this tiny camera. So, what's been holding me back? I find that usually when people get into new hobbies and different things they want to achieve, the main thing that kind of hinders them is inconsistency and a lack of motivation. You may have the motivations for the right thing, and initially it's going to feel great. It's like going to the gym. But the days when you don't feel like going, everything sucks. And you miss a day, you miss another day, and then it just keeps compounding. The thing that usually keeps me stuck when I know I want more is motivation and inconsistency. Because hear this, you first start doing something and it is great. But over time, when that initial spike of motivation is taken away, what else is there? If you've been following the emails that I send weekly, Creators Cut, make sure you sign up. I explain that I have these short bursts of motivation and I create content and bring like a full month. I'm super consistent, and then I kind of die off a month, which I'm actively working on, trying to set up different things in terms of calendars and tasks to be able to keep me in the loop of what I'm trying to build here. That usually keeps me stuck when I know that I want more. I still love making videos, I still enjoy making videos, but just those patches of motivation and those patches of inconsistencies are the ones that usually stop me when I know that I want more from this. Sometimes I have a big project I want to do, but I end up watching other creators and seeing how well they're doing, and just soaking it all in, that I'm like, you know what, the imposter syndrome is so high because I'm like, these guys are doing so great. I can't match up to them. I think overall the fear and the hesitation is that I'm not good enough, or I will not be as good enough. Don't have the capabilities, I don't have the facilities, and you kind of gaslight yourself into thinking that sometimes the things that you want to do, people do better than you, so there's no point in doing them. And so you end up sitting behind and not doing what you need to do, if that makes sense. But it's like going to the gym. When you go into the gym and you're not seeing progress right away, you end up losing motivation real fast, right? You just tank and you stop going altogether. But it's important to keep looking at the bigger picture. And also the fear of failing. I feel like that also plays a major role in like the lack of motivation, because what if it doesn't work out? What if all of this is for nothing? What if you invest your time in so much and then it doesn't yield to anything? I feel like that kind of fear also stems deep within our subconsciousness, and that's why different hobbies you try to do, different things that you try to initiate, you get into, you end up not doing in the first place. And that is why they say the first part is the hardest part of doing something is the beginning. Also, some people, you might be scared of getting in front of a camera, you might be scared of putting yourself out there, you might be scared of going to the gym. It's that initial fear of being seen is also the subconscious thing that people usually have in their head and they cannot progress. But bringing it all to me, I feel like for me, I have overcome this initial stage, and it's my love and the passion for creating that has got me to this level, even though it's not a huge level. It is this initial stage that I'm able to push through, and that kind of helped. Let's talk about pressure and distraction. There's so much distraction. Sometimes I want to literally throw my phone away. I have multiple phones. I want to throw my phones away because it is so distracting to be able to focus on one thing. This is calling your attention. This wants your attention. Your friends, family, workout, eat healthy. And there's so many videos about this, and it's so hard to keep focused into one narrow thing. I remember growing up, I did not have a phone until like when I was 16 maybe. And those were the best years of my life. I was telling a friend of mine I would always go out and hang with my friends more. I'm always, just taking in nature and touching grass all the time, literally touching grass all the time. But now it feels like everything, it's so digitalized. I don't want to leave my room anymore now, or my apartment. And my friends will testify, I love staying at home a lot, and it's easy to just be in your own space and be distracted by so many things. You could be watching a movie and be on your phone. You could be doom scrolling on TikTok. I doom scroll on Twitter. Some people doom scroll on Pinterest. And there's so many different things that want your attention. And so you can't focus on a new hobby. If you start journaling, if you start writing, if you start creating content, if you start going to the gym, if you start doing art, you can't put all your attention towards it because there's so many things that are taking your time away. It's important to filter out all these distractions. It's not going to be easy. You put your mind to it and you will fall off the cliff 100 times. But it's when you get up and you ride on the horse again. That is how you keep building discipline, right? When you fall off, you get back. It's about maintaining a long streak, right? And make sure your heart and your mind are in it for the right reasons. And that is how you stay consistent. And I'm slowly learning that the really hard ways. And I'll be real, sometimes I just stay in bed. I don't want to do anything all day. I stay in bed and I just rot. Stay in bed and I have my laptop and I'm doing some editing. Might not even be anything productive. It's just scrolling through Twitter, just being on my phone and just slouching all day. Especially now, the summer, that I have almost nothing to do, which I should be creating content. Stay up late, sleeping, all of that, binging shows, and just overall tanking my health on some days, not all the time, but on some days, which is not necessarily important to focus on. It is important to find a distinction between distractions and rest. Sometimes you could be distracting yourself and calling it rest. You could lie to yourself. And it's to have that self-awareness and self-examination, to not unlabel or to wrongly label certain things. You don't want to wrongly label something else and then fall in a pit. You want to be able to focus on exactly what you're doing at that time. If you're resting, make sure you define what rest is for you. Don't stay in the bed. Well, I'm talking to myself, so don't stay in the bed on your phone and call it rest if it hurts your day the next day. Don't stay up late. You have work in the morning. Don't stay up late to 2 and say you're resting. You know what I mean? You have to be consistent and intentional about these things. There's an inner resistance that I have with myself from time to time, where I keep telling myself this story that I can't move forward. I'm like, what's the point in doing this? It's not going to amount to anything anyway. And keep giving yourself excuses. If I miss a week of posting, I'm like, oh, I was busy. I missed a couple months, no posting, not even logging in or even planning content or even like writing ideas down. Oh, I'm taking a break from content. I'm focusing on other things. This is this inner resistance that I want to create, but I just can't get past this barrier of this excuses and inner resistance and storytelling that just stops me from pushing through that barrier. And you never know when your breakthrough is going to come, right? Especially, I tell myself that, oh, content creation is a hobby for me, so I don't need to invest that much. But at the back of my mind, I know that I want to do something with this in the future. But when I miss a week, I'm like, oh, it's just a hobby. When I miss a weekly email, sign up to Credit Cut, I just say, it's just a hobby. It's just a hobby. But then I know I'm investing so much time and effort and gear into this. I know that when I get past the level of stop telling yourself stories, that I'm able to break through, and who knows, might be success, might be not. But it's the process. The real success is the friends we made along the way. So turning point, I feel like I need to get rid of the voice of fear, in the sense of I'm just scared that this is gonna blow up in my face or it's not gonna end well, and then what? I'm gonna have to delete my account and do a whole, sorry guys, this account is not doing too good, so I'm just gonna, no, it's sticking with it through thing. I think if I get past this level, which I hope, I feel like I need to at this point, but we all have an internal struggles. I find that if I do the little things or I take small steps that don't feel like a burden, it will amount to something really great. So if I'm walking or if I'm doing something and then I get a video idea of what I wanna do, put it in my notes. I have a list called videos. I just put them there. right? If I'm thinking about a script, quickly scribble something down, or I'll type a script to my computer. If I'm consuming content and I like the idea and I want to kind of repurpose or like reuse something, write it down. Like those little steps, and then before you know it, you have a whole video down. Hardest part come from shooting. Sometimes I feel like I'm afraid of my camera. It's insane. But I feel like doing the small steps are the ones that are gonna take you further. And I feel like I'm too comfortable with accepting that it might not work out. And recently I watched Marty Supreme, and damn, that is determination. I love that movie. The grit and the determination he had to achieve his dreams. He didn't become rich at the end, but when he set his mind, amazing. And I talked about willpower. It's not all about willpower. It's also up here, right? This is the driving force, and once it's locked up in here, you just keep going. So this turning point, I feel like if I stay out of my comfort zone and every time I shoot a video I do something I'm not comfortable with, or actively learning skills, learning a new editing trick, or just consuming more content in terms of filmmaking content and different type of people's content that kind of align with what I want to do in the long run, and kind of just, get from here and from here. Overall, if I think about what like being out of my comfort zone with content, if I choose progress over comfort every time, dude, I'm imagining this and I'm seeing like great things that you could achieve. And this doesn't even apply, I think it applies to a lot of things you do in your field, right? If you're a bodybuilder, or you have certain goals for the gym, or you have goals you want to achieve, you have some grades you want to get, like a class you want to pass, if you choose progress over comfort. And what does that look like for me? It's, instead of watching a movie, I set about 30 minutes to script a video. Or if I have a big chunk of footage I need to scrub through, break it down to little times, right? I don't just sit back and be like, this is too long, I'll do later. I choose to progress. I choose to get at least something done. That's episode 2 done. I think my takeaway from this is the kind of things that are holding me back will be fear, will be the inner resistance I have. It would be the excuses I'm telling myself, and distractions from other things. And saying all this out and posting it online is the accountability that I need. So if my friends see this and we're out and they question me about it, this is gonna serve as an accountability thing for me. And this is why I'm doing this series. So people can know what is actually happening, and then they be like, yo, you said you're gonna do this, why no content? And when I got that message from my friend, I was like, yeah, time to lock in. Dude, you haven't posted in a while. What's up? Dude, you haven't posted content. And then now it's like, see it as motivation. I see it as, yes, thank you, keeping me accountable. I said I was going to do this. So this is episode 2 of talking to myself. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you took something away from this. This might have been a big rumble. Appreciate you for staying to the end. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Jesuismanuel, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. We're growing. That's what's up. Keep drinking yerba mate. Hydrate. Yeah, there's a tornado in this place. Anyway, I shouldn't be. All right, goodbye, guys.